This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's start the session. Let me share my screen. Yes, hope you could able to see my screen. Okay, so we'll have just a quick recap of what we learned yesterday. Okay, so we saw what is the difference between functional testing and non-functional testing, and we saw why and what is performance testing, and we learned a few examples, right? IRCTC, then Hotstar, Amazon, and all. And we saw what are the types of performance testing in which we understood, like what is load test, stress test, and endurance test, right? And then we moved on to um, the second section where we talked about the various performance testing activities, starting from non-functional requirement, performance test strategy, test design, test execution, analysis, and recommendations. So after this, we had a walkthrough of end-to-end activities for your easy understanding about what we are going to learn in this course. So as part of which e-library application is performance tested. The functionality that we picked is launch, login, and logout. We scripted this flow and we executed this flow in the controller, and I showed you how to monitor it in the controller. So from monitoring perspective, there is always going to be two things. Okay, one is from the tool, like from script execution, what is happening, the response time, like number of past transaction, number of failed transactions, and also another thing is through the tool, like all the applications, right? It is all the application is hosted, any application is going to host in the server, right? So in order to see the server's health, CPU memory utilization, we need some monitoring tool. So we saw AppDynamics and Grafana yesterday, and we looked at all these things, right? We looked into a very high level for your understanding purpose, and we will look into this in detail in the upcoming session. Okay, so we also then looked into the analysis part of how to analyze the result and what are the things we look into it, and why summary report is important and how we generate the report, right? And then that's all we saw yesterday. And at the end, I walked through the entire course content, right? So this is a short summary of yesterday's session. So coming to today's session, right? Um, the agenda of today's session, we are going to see the various tool option available for performance testing, the comparison between LoadRunner and the JMeter, about LR architecture, what are the different LR components like view gen, controller, analysis, load generator in detail. Okay, and I'll also show you how to download and install the view gen today. Okay, and after that, there are few questions in my private chat yesterday. So we will also look into it. And one of those is they asked to provide a quick demo on how to create a web service script using LoadRunner. So which I will touch upon that today. Okay. So these are the agendas. So yes, why do we need performance testing tools? So what functional testing will do, they you all know, right? So they will be like 15 to 20 people physically sitting, and we and will do manual validation. Manually, they will open the application in each of their mission and validate whether the functionality is working or not. Even that manual testing is automated using Selenium nowadays. Okay, so coming to a load testing tool, performance testing tool, as we saw yesterday, your app will be accessed by, if your app is going to get accessed by like 1,000 people or 10,000 people, 50K people, right? We cannot have so many users sitting in front of the system and do the same operation. It's just no way possible. So that is the reason we need a software which can mimic this kind of behavior or simulate. Okay, that is why we need a performance testing tool. Either it can be a load runner or it can be a JMeter. So it actually do the activities what the actual users are doing. Okay. So there are different tools available. Okay, any load testing tool you take, okay, it will have scripting, execution, monitoring, analysis, and reporting. Now in the market, there are multiple tools available like LoadRunner, JMeter, Gatling, NeoLoad. Okay, out of all these things, right, from project perspective and also from getting job, current market scenario. Out of these two tools are very popular. So LR LoadRunner is there in the market for more than like 15 plus years. Even now, most of the large enterprise applications, right, they are still rely on LoadRunner for various aspects. Because of it is easy to strip, a lot of rich features are there in the LR. So though it is commercial and costly, right, still most of the people prefer LoadRunner. So JMeter being an open source tool, right? So last 4 to 5 years, people started using it. But once you learn LoadRunner, JMeter will be very, very easy to use. Concept wise, both are same. Okay. And coming to the difference between JMeter and LoadRunner, right? JMeter, so as I told you before, JMeter is an open source tool, and LoadRunner is a commercial license tool, which might be end up in costlier side. So in JMeter, we use Java, whereas in LoadRunner, it's supposed like C, Java, JavaScript. And LR supports lots of protocols. So we will see what is protocol little later, but it supports lots of applications, app, thick line, desktop. But JMeter predominantly supports web and web services. So if you're new to performance testing, it is always better to learn LoadRunner first and then go for the JMeter. Okay, the next section is the LoadRunner architecture. So what do we have? What are the components we have in LoadRunner architecture? We have Vugen, which is virtual user generator. The short form is Vugen. So then is controller, next is analysis, and then is a load generator. So I'll tell you one by one. I'll explain you what is that. So as a end user point of view, right? What you will do, you will log in, you will search, you will submit some form, you will make some order, you will log out. Okay. We need a software where it should record all this flow and it should be able to run on its own. So that is why we do recording and give it to the tool saying this is the flow we need to run. So obviously we need to do some enhancement in that, but there in any testing tool there will be a one component where you will be able to record and develop the script. Okay, that particular component is called Vugen, which is virtual user generator. So yesterday I showed you, right, where we created the script and enhanced. So that is called virtual user generator. So coming to load generator, so this most of the time, like requirement would be load testing the application with more number of users, say 5,000 user, 10,000 user. So in these cases, we will not be able to execute from one single machine. For example, if I'm using my laptop and my laptop capacity is 8 GB RAM, 4 CPU. So if I want to run only 50 or 100 users, I can use my same machine. Okay, so in controller, I will give the local host name. Okay, so it will pick my local machine as a controller. So I will show you all these details. I have uninstalled my Vugen in order to show you how to install and all. So once I install back that Eugen and controller, I will show you how to do that. So if I need to run for 100K or 10K users, right, my laptop will not have that sufficient memory. So in that case, I need 2 or 3 machines, or maybe like even 10 machines to execute the test. So for execution to actually pump the load, right, you need software called load generator. So if you have 5 machines, from where you have to run the load, you need to install the load generator in all those 5 machines. Okay, so that's all about the load generator. And coming to the next component is a controller. So once the script is ready, so scripting and enhancement will be done in Vuegen. So once the scripts are all ready, we need to execute the same script for any number of users, say 1,000 users or 2,000 users. So we need one component called execution component, where you will give the duration, what duration it has to run, what is the number of concurrent user, right? This we call it as a scenario. So this is the second component of any tool, which is called a controller. Controller is used for setting up the scenario, is used to start the execution and control the execution. Okay, it's similar to LRE, load runner enterprise. No much difference. Like the concept wise, everything is going to be same. Only look and feel is going to be different. So then the last component is analysis. Okay, so Vuegen, we all know, using virtual user generator, we generated the script, we recorded the script, we enhanced the script, and once after scripting is ready, we added those scripts to the controller. We set the scenario, like number of concurrent user and how much duration it is going to run. All these stuff we have set it up in the controller, and we started the execution in the controller. So after this, while the test is running, anyway, we need to know whether the application is performing good or not, right? That is why we are doing all these scripting and executions and all. So we have to monitor certain things like response time, how many fast transactions, how many failed transactions. So you need another software called analysis. Okay, so this analysis, after the execution in the controller, this analysis tool will collect all these details, and it will provide you the report, summary report, and various charts. Okay, from where you can analyze your test results and generate the report and provide it to your customer. So these four components are very, very important. These are the four components of LoadRunner. So we will then now proceed with installation of Vuegen. So before going to it, so do you have any questions till now?
Hi, this is Soma. I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there when we buy LoadRunner, all three components will be included, or do we need to buy each component separately? And how the licensing works? We have to get 10 Fusion licenses and one controller and one monitor, or how it works?
See, for project level, if you're speaking, like everything will be handled by your project. Okay. For practice purpose here, we will give you the setup file in the drive. You can download and you can use it for your practice. There is no time limitation, and up to 50 users you can execute. You can do the execution.
No, I'm asking about the project level also.
For project level, the project team has to purchase it, the licensed one.
All three licenses, or I mean all three components will be as a one package, or will it be separate?
A
The
controller
reason
alone
I'm
is
asking
like,
is like uh, in my client place they told they have licenses of 5 Fusion. So I'm not sure whether they have licenses for controller and the other component. And I want to make
so for Vusion, yeah, for Vusion and analysis, you don't have any licensed one. Okay, so for controller alone, you need to get a license because like we are running more number of users, right? So that is the reason for controller alone we need the license. It is a licensed one.
so when we buy one license means all three components will be included in that license, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
So just to add on, so if you want to run for 1,000 user, right, you need to get 1,000 user license. And if you want to get run for 500 user, you need to get 500 user license. So there's a difference. I think the amount varies depending upon the number of users.
Okay, they told like they have 5 licenses for Fusion, so I don't know what that means.
I don't think a Vusion will have license. It's a
uh,
controller. So maybe
Controller.
generically they would.
Okay, so it might mean like 5 licenses and each license can execute 100 users or something like that.
Mm, I don't think so in that way.
Okay.
Kartika, and let me add something. What exactly Soma is asking is that
Yeah, yeah.
in that case, they are getting 5 controller license. You know that in your LRE or which you are just using the performance center, that time how much controller they are getting added on that and how much that is the thing I think he is expressing the same thing. You is it clear, Soma?
Uh, no, the thing is like when I spoke to
See,
my
let me explain. If you want to purchase controller, okay, in that case, what happened? Only one person can use that one. But what Kartika was also sharing, that is LRE. In that LRE, you can use more than one controller. But whenever in any project is going on and multiple applications are going on at the same point of time, multiple persons can make the execution at the same time. But if you are taking the controller license, only one person is going to execute at the same time at that particular timing, but no others can use that one. That's why they're getting 5 controller license.
okay, so that means like if I have 5 licenses, so 5 people can execute,
Yes,
and that
five
license
person
is
they can use at the same time.
okay, and each person can use based on the type of license they have, like how many users
Yes,
they can use.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I think Kartika has already shared that one. Whenever you are going to
Absolutely.
get the license in the sense means whatever protocol users you are going to purchase, that is the
Okay.
license you have to purchase. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you want 5 parallel executions, you need 5 licenses. So for each controller, if you want 1,000 users, you need to purchase 1,000 user license.
Thank you.
So any other questions? Okay. So okay, yeah. So we will proceed with the installation steps. Okay. So the setup file we will give you. We will paste it in that drive, and we will share you the drive location and access, and you can download it first. So I have this is a drive. Okay, so we will share this to you in a drive. There is a LoadRunner artifacts where I have created a separate folders for each, like reports, scenarios, scripts. Okay, so whatever we are going to see and practice and demo, I'm going to create many scripts, right? Those will be available in this folder for your reference. Okay, and from this software section you can download the setup file, and I have already downloaded. So you need to double click. A normal installation process, just give next and we'll wait for it. It will take couple of minutes. Click OK here. You choose the default option. LoadRunner is already chosen, so it can be like that. So click on next. Check the option I accept terms in the license agreement. Click on next. Click next and then give install. So it will take a few minutes. Meantime, we will discuss about a few questions that I got in the private chat yesterday. So I will read one by one and I will answer those questions. Okay. So the first question is, I am currently working as a manual tester and trying to move to performance testing project. Is this course good to me? So I would definitely say yes. One thing is you already being a functional tester, so you know about that how testing project works, right? And what is the web app defect development lifecycle works. So this course is for beginner and intermediate level professional. So if you listen to the class and practice at least once whatever you have learned, right, it will be very, very useful to you. Going on to the second question, will this course cover heap dumps and thread dumps analysis? So heap dump and thread dump analysis, right, are more of a performance engineering side, and usually in many of the performance testing project, performance testers will not do these activities. Okay, so that too, if you are a 1 or 2 year experience or even 4 years of experience, you will not do these stuff. So if in case you need these, please reach out to me offline. At the end of the course I will provide these details as well, so it should not be a problem. So I'm moving on to the next question now. So third question, is this mandatory to learn APM tool to work in a performance testing project? So it is not a mandatory. but good to have that knowledge. So using APM tool, right, is not a rocket science. So not even difficult when compared to LoadRunner scripting and execution. So you need to know what to see, where to see. So in this course, you will learn both. So moving on to next question. So do we cover parameterization and correlation practically? Yes, absolutely. So I will teach both practically with many examples. Okay, I will teach you a parameterization correlation with many examples. As I mentioned yesterday, we will use these live applications to learn. So one of the application is online boutique. So where you uh, see the cart, right? Continue shopping. So these products will have to be parameterized, and coming down, I'm going to add the product here. And so when I click on to add product, right, you will see some shipping address. It is auto populated. So these stuffs will be correlated. So everything we will learn it practically with more number of examples. And this is one of the site, and this is another site where we are I'm planning to show you. This is e-commerce site. Here also you will see more options for parameterization correlation. So yes, the answer is yes. And then moving on to the next question. Uh, so while we do functional testing, we use to capture the load time in the developer tool and report if the response time is high. Is this enough? Okay, so good question. So let me open a sample application again. I'll open the developer tool as well. Go to more tools, click onto the developer tool. A shortcut is Control F12. That also you can do. Okay, so yes. So developer tool will have all the requests which page sends to the server, right? You have all these requests here. So are you seeing the load time here? So load is equal to 439 milliseconds. So this load time is only for my browser and it is only for a single user. So in performance testing, we need to test it with 500 or 1000 users, right? So which means we cannot just go with one user response time. So what you get in developer tool. So that is the reason we use the tools like LoadRunner or JMeter. We'll quickly check what is happening in the installation. It's still going. Okay, so we'll continue with our next question. So how do we know how many users we need to test any application? Okay, so we need to get this requirement from project team or product owner. Okay, in some project you might get access to the production monitoring tool from like Dynatrace and all. So from there you can get the production traffic and workload. So if you are a beginner with less experience, you have to always get these requirements of the project managers, architects, or even dev leads will be helping out to you. So the next question is, you mentioned about endurance testing, how many hours we need to run the test. So typically we run it for minimum 8 hours, but it's good to run it for longer hours like 12 hours, 16 hours, or even sometimes 24 hours, but minimum is 8 hours. Okay, next is moving on to the next question. You mentioned about live simulation project. So can you show the live application, what we will use and how many scripts we will develop? Yes, sure. I will give you a quick walkthrough through those applications which I already showed you, right? Okay, before that, it's installation. We are in the middle, so we need to check out this option and then click next. So no need to do anything. So you no need to do anything here, just click finish. So we'll wait for a few more minutes. I think installation is over. We will check it out. So can you see? We'll see three steps here, right? Controller, view and script converter, view virtual user generator. Type virtual user generator. This is one of the component. I'll just open and show you. So this is the path and folder where you can see everything, or you can directly type search view virtual user generator. You will get to see this option. So that is the easiest way actually. So double click on it, it will open the virtual user generator. So as I showed you yesterday, right, where we created the script, this is the component. In any case, if you couldn't able to search, you can go directly to this bin folder from program files and you can check it out. Can you see the analysis UI is there? So Viewgen is there. Sorry, this is a Viewgen, and next I'm typing on to the controller. This is another component where we set up the scenario, add the scripts, start the execution, and have a control over the execution. So the installation is completed. So it's very, very simple. So we will give you the drive details once after the session is completed. So you can download this particular .exe community edition .exe and just double click install and it will all be done. So what we were discussing about the last question, right? Like you mentioned about, I'm reiterating the last question again. You mentioned about live simulation project. Can you show the live application, what we will use and how many scripts we will develop? Yes. A few seconds and still is just getting started. So I am planning for 3 applications. Okay, one is online boutique, as I showed you this application. We will add all the products. We will proceed with the payment and place the order. Okay, so next is this e-commerce site. The same thing, we can do it here as well. And the main application here is e-library application, where you will log in. It's taking some time. Let's wait until it loads completely. So the flows that we're going to see here is login, log out. We will click on add library. We will just add the library here. Okay. So yes, librarian added successfully, right? I'm going to view this. So these are a manual flow, like functional testing flow only. So I'm going to just, we can automate all these steps and we will show you. So this is the one that we created now, right? Perf testing, perftest@gmail.com, password and mobile number. So then I'm going to log out and I'm going to give this. I'm going to log in again. Sorry, I forgot. I think it's performance. Yeah, 1 second. We will check the what we have created. Click on to view library. One moment, something's not working. 1 second. Let me restart the server again. 1 second. Yes, I'm loading it again. There is some problem with the application, guys. So let me check back and we no need to waste our time. So let me check back and come back tomorrow and show you what flows are we going to use. Okay. So the next topic is web service creation. Okay, so yesterday one of the question is to showcase how do we create a web service script. Okay, so just a pet store URL where we have a set of web service get, put, post methods. So I'll take a very simple get call, okay, and I will show you just a creation. So detailed version we will see it in the upcoming courses, but coming classes like today I'll show you a very high level like what I showed you yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to use this get call. So I am just trying it out now. So from here, I will show you how you will why we need to create it in Vuegen. Okay. So I'm going to click try it out. I'm going to give the input as 100. Okay. So I'm going to click execute. So yes. So after execution, we need to see this 200 response, and this is a response that we need to get. Okay. So the input is this URL. Right, so I'm going to the Vuegen. So Vuegen, I will see everything in detail in the overview of Vuegen. So I'm just showing you. Okay, so you no need to worry if you don't get something. Okay? So I'm just going to create a script. Let's see. So this. So this site, right? You can also use this site, guys. Like this is for it's a sample application where you can pick it and use it for your practice session as well. Okay. So yes, a new script has been created. Now I'm going to in the action part. I'm going to. There is a web custom function. Web custom function is there, which is used to create the web service. It's the easiest method, very simple, like in the scripting part, right? So comparing to UI scripting, where you will launch the browser, you will record the flow, right? Comparatively, the web server scripting is very, very easy. So this is a get method, right? So what we saw here is it's a get method. So get method, you are just going to view the details. So that is what get will do, right? So this is the URL. Okay, so this is the URL. I'm going to paste this here. If it is going to be post, you can change it as post. So if it is post, you need to give the body content. If it is get, is just the URL. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to click okay. So that's it. My script is ready. Okay, so I need to do some basic settings. So these setting details, everything, I'll let you know in detail in upcoming classes. So I'm just showing you. So I'm going to run it now, execute it for a compilation is in progress, and then no errors, and then it started and it ended. Okay, so replay status is passed. So when you go here, right? So I will show you the same response here, whatever we got. The replay. Okay, so response body. So I'll just copy paste whatever response that we get here, right? I'll just copy and paste it. And this is the response we got it for that particular URL, right? So I'll go here and I will show you the response that we got here. So this is ID is 100, category, ID, tag 3, V3, right? So same stuff, you can see it here. In the case, so this is successful. So this is how you will create a web service scripting. So just a high level walkthrough of how to create a web service scripting. Um, yes, I think we can. That's all about my session today. So if you have any questions, please let me know. We can discuss on that.
Hi, Kritika. Very good evening. I'm Harika.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Good evening.
Kritika, can you share the URL for the installation, LoadRunner installation?
Once after you register, right, for this course, you will get all these details from the team.
Yeah, okay then.
And share your email ID. We will give it to you.
Yeah, okay, Kritika, thank you.
Even if not, right, you can directly go search and you can download from there as well, from the trial version. You can enter these details and then you can download from there as well.
Actually, here I already tried, but it is asking the previous organization details like company name and official mail ID like that. So
Yeah, we
for
cannot
that,
give Gmail ID or some personal ID. We need to give the company official ID. Then only it will get worse.
okay,
Whoever register for this course, we will help you out with all these stuffs here.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Kritika,
Yeah,
can
yes,
you hear me? Yeah.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
when you were just reply that particular scripts, okay, is it reply through browser or how it's going on in HTTP protocol?
Good question. Like it is not an actual browser. It is kind of a request, HTTP request actually. It's not a browser. Sorry, I was on mute. So it's not, from the browser side. It's from the backend, like from through HTTPS only. So whatever we see in the developer tool, right? So all these requests will get recorded here as part of the scripts, and each these requests will hit the server, and that is how it will get performed.
But when you
So
reply on that, it is not a reply through browser, right?
no
In
process. Yeah, when you simulate 100 user or 200 user, it's not going to open
no,
like 100 or
I'm not
200.
asking about the 100 user or 200. If you are going to use a single user also, in that case,
Mm-hmm.
how that communication is going to happen in by using your HTTP protocol?
It's through only HTTP protocol. Yeah, it's through HTTP request, not through the browser. Not through the browser. See, whatever you record, right? For example, consider this application. So, developer tool. I'm hitting the developer tool here. For example, I'm going to I'll keep it in this way, right? Okay. So I'm going to place this order. Okay. So when I'm going to place this order, I'm clicking on this to the order. So these many hits are going. Okay. So these many hits will get recorded in my this is the mainnet, right? This checkout is the mainnet. So this HTTPS, this request URL, this request will hit the server. So this is the request will get recorded in this LoadRunner tool. Okay. So for this, we will add the transaction name, and that is how we will calculate the response time. So also when we replay it, right, only this HTTP protocol gets used, whether it is HTTP or HTTPS, anything. So it will go request by request and hit the server.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So any other question, guys? So if there is no question, we can wind up. So tomorrow's agenda is we will plan about to learn what is a protocol, what is HTTP, HTML, about web and web services. And we will start off with a Vuegen recording, the UI script recording we will start off with from tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for any registration or fees related details, please contact Mas sir, and this is his phone number.
Yeah, Kritika, if I do payment for tomorrow means you will give the credentials to install the LoadRunner, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like will
Immediately we get.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay then. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks all.